Christmas night, 1996. The lights were still on. Downstairs, they found her, 6 years old, inside her own home. Nobody was ever charged.
The ransom note was written inside the house. Not brought in, not pre-prepared, written there, that night, on the family's own notepad, with one of their own pens. The writer did not bring materials. They used what was already in the house. The notepad was recovered. Several pages had been torn out. The impressions of the writing were faintly visible on the pages below. Investigators were able to read some of it. It matched the note. The pen was never found. The notepad was there. The paper was there. But whoever held that pen took it with them when they left. Whoever wrote that note spent enough time inside this house to fill 3 pages. Then, either stayed in the house through the night, or left, and came back. The note was still on the stairs when Patsy found it at 5 a.m. JonBenét was already in the basement. December 25, 1996. Boulder, Colorado. The Ramsey family came home from a Christmas party around 10 p.m. They had plans in the morning, an early flight. They were traveling to Michigan for the holidays. The bags were already packed. JonBenét was 6 years old. She was carried inside asleep. Her mother put her to bed. That was the last time anyone can confirm seeing her alive. At some point that night, no one knows exactly when, she was taken from her room. No one heard anything. No one saw anything. In a house with other people sleeping. On a night when the whole neighborhood was home for Christmas. Nobody heard a thing. The house alarm was not triggered. The system was functional. It was simply not set off. Whatever happened that night, it happened quietly enough that a working alarm did not respond. There were no signs of forced entry that investigators agreed on. At 5:52 a.m., Patsy Ramsey called 911. She had found a note on the kitchen stairs. She said her daughter was missing. She had the ransom note in her hand. She had searched the house and found nothing. She had not yet gone to the basement. The first officer arrived 6 minutes later. He walked through a house that still contained evidence that had not yet been moved. He was also the first of many. By morning, the scene would never be what it was that night. JonBenét was already dead. Nobody knew it yet. The officers in the house did not know it. Her parents did not know it. The ransom note on the stairs demanded $118,000 for a child who was already gone. The ransom note demanded $118,000. It also included instructions for how to deliver it, and a warning not to contact police, and a deadline. All of this for a child who, by then, may already have been dead. Not $100,000, not $150,000, $118,000. That was the exact amount of John Ramsey's annual bonus that year. It had not been publicly reported. It was not in any newspaper. It was not in any record accessible to a stranger. Whoever chose that number knew what John Ramsey earned. Not approximately. Exactly. Down to the dollar. That is either a coincidence or a window into who was close enough to know. The note was 3 pages long. The average ransom note is 1 paragraph. It referenced movies. It used phrases like, "Do not try to grow a brain." It addressed John Ramsey by his first name. Investigators noted the writing style didn't read like a ransom note. It read like someone performing the idea of one. Someone sat in that house and wrote, and wrote, and wrote. Police arrived at 5:58 a.m. John Ramsey found his daughter at 1 p.m. 7 hours. She was in the basement the entire time. That morning, a detective suggested the house be searched thoroughly. It was not. 7 hours later, a detective told John Ramsey to search the house himself. That is when they found her. Friends had been called to the house before police had finished securing the scene. Evidence was touched. The scene was walked through. Fingerprints layered over fingerprints. 7 hours. Police in the house. Family in the house. Friends in the house. She was 30 feet below them. At 1 p.m., a detective told John Ramsey to search the house. He went to the basement. He found her in the wine cellar. He carried her upstairs. He placed her on the floor of the living room. This contaminated the scene in ways that could never be undone. JonBenét had been strangled. With a garrote, a cord tightened by a wooden stick. The stick was a piece of a broken paintbrush. Someone had snapped it deliberately, trimmed it to a specific length, and incorporated it into a device designed to kill. The paintbrush came from a set kept in the house. Patsy Ramsey's art supplies. The cord came from inside the house. Not brought in, not purchased for this purpose. It was already there. Whoever made the garrote knew where to look. The ransom note, written with materials from the house. The garrote, made from materials from the house. Everything used to commit this crime was already there. An intruder who planned this in advance would have brought their own weapons. An intruder who improvised would have used what was already there. And everything that was used, the paper, the pen, the cord, the paintbrush, was already there. Both scenarios are consistent with the physical evidence. Investigators have never agreed on which one is true. There was also a skull fracture, severe, caused before the strangulation. Investigators found DNA on JonBenét's clothing. This was not discovered immediately. It would take years of testing and retesting before the full significance of what they had became clear. Male DNA, unknown, not a lab error, not contamination. A profile, a real person, unidentified. It did not match John Ramsey. It did not match any family member. It did not match any of the 200-plus suspects investigated over the following decade. In 2008, advanced DNA testing was performed. DNA from 2 separate locations on her clothing matched each other. Same unknown male. Consistent presence. Still unidentified. In 2008, the Boulder District Attorney used this DNA to formally clear the Ramsey family. Some forensic experts disputed the methodology. Others accepted it. What no one disputed, the DNA belongs to someone. That someone has never been found. His profile exists. His name does not. Every marker in his DNA is on record. His ancestry, approximately. His biology, precisely. But the name that goes with all of it has never been found. Every year, the profile is checked against new databases. Every year, no match. For 12 years, public suspicion focused almost entirely on the parents. The ransom note written with their materials. The scene compromised. Their behavior, described by some investigators as wrong. Patsy Ramsey called friends to the house before police had finished their work. John Ramsey flew the family to Atlanta the day after JonBenét's body was found. Investigators wanted to interview them separately. The Ramseys arrived with attorneys. None of this is evidence of guilt. All of it fed suspicion. The attorneys, the early departure, the calls to friends. Each one has a reasonable explanation. Each one also looked wrong to the people watching. A grand jury convened in 1998. 18 months of testimony. In 1999, the grand jury voted to indict both parents for child abuse resulting in death and for being accessories. The district attorney refused to sign the indictment. He said the evidence was insufficient. The grand jury's vote remained secret for 13 years. The Ramseys did not know. The public did not know. The decision to indict and the decision not to act on it both happened in the same building, in the same year, and neither was disclosed. Patsy Ramsey died of ovarian cancer in 2006. She had been fighting it since 1993. She outlived her daughter by 10 years. She spent most of those years as the primary suspect in the eyes of the public. She was never charged. She never knew the jury had voted to indict her. In August 2006, a man named John Mark Carr confessed to killing JonBenét. He was a schoolteacher, living in Thailand. He had no known connection to the Ramsey family, no known history in Boulder. He had contacted the case from overseas and confessed. He said he had been with her when she died, that it was an accident, that he loved her. His DNA did not match. The profile from JonBenét's clothing belonged to someone else. Carr was not the person the DNA pointed to. The charges were dropped. He had not been there. He had confessed to a murder he did not commit. Why he confessed, what he wanted, has never been fully explained. In 2019, investigators focused on a man named Gary Oliva. a convicted sex offender who had been living in Boulder at the time of the murder. Letters he had written to a former classmate were found while he was in prison for a separate crime. The letters contained references to JonBenét. Specific references, not the kind a distant observer would write. The kind someone writes when they are carrying something they cannot put down. He wrote, "I never intended to hurt her." Not "I did not hurt her." Not "I was not there." He wrote that he did not intend to. The distinction is significant. His DNA has not been publicly confirmed as a match. Investigators have not said he is cleared either. The official position is silence. Oliva remains a person of interest whose status has never been formally resolved. He is serving time for child sexual abuse. He has not been charged in connection with JonBenét's death. The case is still open. The file has never been closed. Boulder Police Department still carries it as an active investigation. There is no statute of limitations on murder. Whoever did this can still be charged. The unknown DNA still exists. It still has not been matched. The ransom note is still in evidence. 3 pages, written in the house, with their pen, on their paper, demanding $118,000. Not a round number, not an estimate, a specific figure, the kind of number you write when you already know it. The exact amount of the bonus. The number no stranger should have known. JonBenét Ramsey was 6 years old. She was found in her own basement, on the day after Christmas. Whoever wrote that number is still out there, still walking through a world that does not know what they did, or what they knew, or how they knew it, or they aren't. The case does not resolve cleanly in either direction. The only certainty is that the answer, whatever it is, has not been spoken out loud. Either way, nobody has ever said their name. No prosecutor has filed charges. No jury has heard the case. No name has been attached to this crime. 30 years later, that is still true.